Hey, hi, welcome back to the Python problem solving series for the interview. And here is our problem statement. So first of all, let's read this problem statement carefully and understand what kind of input we have to give and what kind of output we have to generate. And finally, at the end of the day, what kind of logic we have to write. If you see this, there is a progression in which the next term is calculated by multiplying the current term t with r. The current term t and r are passed as the input. The program must print the next two integers in the progression. Let's read this problem statement once more. There is a progression in which the next term is calculated by multiplying the current term t with r. The current term t and r are passed as the input. So that means we have to pass two things as the input. One is the current term t and another one is the r. All right. The next step, the program must print next two integers in the progression. Okay, it sounds different for you. Now let's take a look into the test cases. Then you will get to know what kind of input we have to take and what kind of output we have to produce. So here is the test cases. Let me take my pen and let's understand how to evaluate this one. First of all, here we have the two things. One is the current one that's going to be the t, current term t, and the next term is r. Okay, here we have the two things. Now we have to calculate the next progression. The next progression will get only if you multiply the current term t with r. If you multiply 3 and 2, then we will get next progression. So next progression will be 6. That means 3 twos are 6. So actually they mentioned we have to calculate the next two progressions. That means now we calculated the first progression. Now again we have to calculate the one more progression. So how you are going to calculate the another progression? If you see here, if we have the two terms here, this is a current term and this is a next one. We are denoting with the r. And if we multiply both of them, then we will get first progression. Okay. Then that means I will denote with FP. FP stands for first progression. The next progression will be if we multiply this 2 with the 6. That means earlier we have this t, I mean 3 is the t because the first one and the second one. But this time here we have to consider these two numbers, this 6 and 2. Now in this case, this 2 will become the t, current one, and this will become the r. That means if we calculate, if we multiply 2 with 6, then you will get 12 as the output. So like this, we have to calculate the next two progressions. So 3 twos are 6, that is the first progression, and we have to multiply 2 with the next progression, then you will get the another progression. All right, I hope you understand this one. So that's why we got 6 and 12 as the output. So that means they multiplied 3 2, they will get 6, and they multiplied the 2 with 6, then they got it the 12 here. Okay, so if you take this situation, if you see this here, we have 4 and 3. So first they multiplied 4 and 3, then they got the 12. Okay. Now this 3 will become the t and this 12 will become the r. Okay. If you multiply 3 with the 12, then you will get 36. I hope you understand. So this is the problem input and this is the output we have to generate. No matter what kind of input you are giving, but at the end of the day, we have to get the next two progressions. So and right now you got the idea how to get the next two progressions. Now let's quickly go and take our text editor and start writing of our code. So here is my text editor. So before going to that, let's clear all my drawings. Yeah, it's done. Now let's just simply go back to our code. So first of all, we have to take the input. So totally two things. One is the current state, I mean current term, that's going to be t, and the next term is going to be the r. So I will simply write it down here. That is going to be t. So t is equal to int of input of, then I have to specify enter. That's it. So because I want to take the input as t and the t should be in the integer. That's why I specified the int. Okay. Now in the next one, I have to take the r. So r is equals to, r is also one integer. So I have to specify int of input of, then I have to specify enter r. So I think it's better to go with capital T and capital R. All right. And here it's going to be the colon. That's it. Now let's run this and let's see we are getting the output inside the console or not. Okay, so before going to that, we have to print this. Print T and R. So T comma R. That's it. Now let's run this. So we got this. It is asking the T value. So I'm gonna enter the T value called 10 and R. Let's enter some random number. So this time I will go with the 3. So I'm enter the 3 right now here. If I hit the enter, so 10 and 3 is printing right now here. Now we have to calculate the first progression. So first progression, I already told that I will name with FP. So FP is equals to, we have to multiply T and R. So just multiply T with R, then you will get the first progression. So T on R, you will get the first progression. Now, after getting the first progression, then we also need to calculate the second progression. The second progression, I will give it up the name called SP. SP stands for second progression. So how you are going to get the second progression? So you have to multiply this first progression with the R. Okay, then you will get the second progression. That's it. Now let's just simply go and run this code, and we have to print FP and SP. FP comma SP. That's it. And we done it. Now let's simply go and run this code. So here we go. Hit the enter. Now we have to enter the T value. The T value, I'm going to take the 3, and R value, I'm going to take 10. Okay, before going to see the output, let's calculate these two things. Okay, so let's see this here, and we have 3 and 10, right? So first of all, what we can do, before going to see the output, let's simply calculate the output manually by on your own. Okay, so 3 and 10, this will become T and this will become R. So T and R, then you will get 3. I mean, if you multiply 3 with 10, then we will get 30. So 30, and this will become the first progression, FP. Then how you are going to calculate the next progression? The next progression you will get, multiply R with the first progression, then you will get the second progression. That means 10 into 30, how much? It's going to be the 300. So we have to print 30 is our first progression and our second progression will be 300. Okay, so now 30 and 300, these are the two outputs we have to get inside our output console. That's it. Now let's clear all my drawings. Now let's simply hit the enter here. Simply hit the enter here. Now we need to get first progression and second progression. First progression is 30 and second progression is 300. All right. Yeah, we got 30 and 300. So now let's just confirm with the test cases. And here we go. We have the test cases 3, 2, then we have to get the 6, 12. If we pass 4, 3, then we have to guess, we have to get 12 and 36. Okay, so first of all, let's make a try with 3, 2. So I will go here, I will rerun this code once more. Then first of all, I have to pass 3, then I have to pass 2, then we will get 6, 12. This is perfectly all right. This was working. Now let's just simply go with another one. So another one, this time I have to pass what kind of input and what kind of output? Yeah, so 4, 3 I have to pass, then we will get 12 and 36. So first of all, let's pass 4 and 3, then you will get 12 and 36. Successfully we got this one. Okay, this is just like a pretty basic one. So first of all, we are going to start with pretty basic ones, then we are going to go for advanced logic. Okay, all right, so take a pass here, take your laptop, open your VS Code and start writing out this small piece of logic, and see you all guys in the next with another piece of logic. And from next time onwards, I'm going to add more spicy inside the logics. Okay, all right, so please be practice, I mean do the practice and know the logics, and simply I will give you the more coding questions if you really love this kind of logics and how to solve it. So comment logic inside the comment box, then I'm going to share you the PDF to all the peoples. Okay, or else I will drop the entire coding questions inside the description. You just download it. All right, see you all guys in the next. Until then, take care, have fun, bye bye.